computer. Alrighty. Thank you everyone so much for taking the time to join me tonight. My name is Sona, and this is going to be a beginner-friendly Vinyasa Level 1 yoga class. So we'll go from around 6:30 till around 7:30 or 7:35. You can begin to settle in on your mat. You can find a comfortable seated position. You can sit tall. You can breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. So feel the nice cool air come in through your nose as your chest fills up with air. Exhale, release. Nice warm air come back out through your nose. Just take a few more rounds of breath here to let yourself arrive on your mat tonight. As you notice how it feels to be inside of your own body right now, and I invite you to be an observer for the next hour without judgment. Just notice how it feels. You have nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. Just take a little time for yourself. On your next inhale, you can bring some movement to your breath. So as you inhale, you can reach your arms out and up overhead. Reach up tall. Exhale, release. At the pace of your exhale, lower your hands back down to the mat. You can take 2 more of these at your own pace. You inhale up, nice fluid movements without stopping in any one spot if you want to. So you connect your breath with your movement. Inhale up. Exhale, release. We'll take 1 more of these as you inhale your arms out and up, reach up tall. And this time, exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands down in front of you. You can walk your fingertips out. You can tuck your chin. Take a nice round of breath. Alrighty, and you can release. Walk those hands back up. And then from here, you can switch the leg that you have in front. Come back to your seated position. We'll do a few seated cat-cows. So with your hands on your knees, take an inhale, lean forward, and then look up. Exhale, round your spine back and tuck your chin. Inhale, come back forward, shine your chest forward. Exhale, round back, nice and slow and gentle. You can take 1 more of these for good measure as you warm up your spine. And when you're ready, you can return to center. We'll take 1 more fold as you inhale, reach your arms out and up, reach up tall. Exhale, fold forward. You can walk your fingertips out and away. You can tuck your chin. From here, you can walk both of your hands over to the left or over to the side, either side. Stay here for a round of breath. Then you can release, walk those hands back through center, and then you can take a side stretch on the other side briefly. Take a nice round of breath, maybe tuck your chin. Alrighty, you can release, walk those hands back through center. And then from here, you can find your tabletop, your hands and knees. So your wrists will come underneath your shoulders, and then your knees underneath your hips. As you look down at the mat for a neutral neck. We'll do a few more cat-cows to warm up the spine. So as you inhale, drop your belly down and then shine your chest forward as you look up. Exhale, round your spine back and tuck your chin. You can take a few more of these as you inhale, drop your belly, look up, look all the way up, stretch your eyeballs. Exhale, release back down to your cat pose. You can take one more round of these for good measure, warm up your spine. And then when you're ready, you can return to your neutral tabletop. From here, we'll do a side stretch. So you can take an inhale, then exhale, look over your right shoulder, back at your right hip. Then you can inhale through center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, look back at your left hip. You can take a few more of these as you inhale center, exhale sides, or you could stay on one side for longer, whatever you like. Nice gentle side stretch to warm up the spine, warm up the sides. Alrighty, well from here, you can return to your tabletop. We'll do our tiger pose from here to warm up the core. So you can start by extending your right leg back. So you extend your right toes all the way back to your mat. You can keep your toes down, or you can lift your foot up off the mat. You flex your right foot behind you like you're kicking the wall behind you. Keep looking down for a neutral neck. Keep breathing. You can stay right here, or you can extend your left arm out, your opposite arm, long in front of you, as if you were growing longer with each breath. Keep looking down. You can spread your fingers, thumb up. All right, when you're ready, you can release back down to tabletop. Good work. From here, we'll practice the other side. So you can extend your left foot back this time. You can keep your toes down against the mat as you squeeze your leg muscles here, which can help strengthen your knee joint. Or if you want, you can lift that foot up off the ground, flex that foot behind you. And then if you want, you can extend your right arm out in front of you, your opposite arm out. Find your length. Keep looking down. Keep breathing. You can pull up out of your left shoulder socket. Shine that chest forward. Keep looking down. Alrighty. When you're ready, you can release. You can bring yourself back to your tabletop position. And then from here, we're going to take it to downward dog. So you can tuck your toes and begin to unbend your knees as you push your hips up and back. You can always bend your knees, especially for these first down dogs. You can bend one knee and then the other. Pedal it out or walk it out. Then notice your hands. Make sure your hands are parallel to each other. Your fingertips are spread wide. As you push down through your pointer finger and your pinky to help reduce strain on your wrists. Then drop your head down through your arms. So the top of your head is traveling straight down to the ground. Nod your head yes and no. Relax your head down. You can keep pedaling it out. Find your down dog. And then you can bend your knees. Look at the space between your hands and walk or step forward till you're in a forward fold. We'll stay here for a few moments for our first fold. You can always bend your knees. You can nod your head, yes and no. Relax your neck. Your feet can be all the way together for the most traditional forward fold, or you can find your hip width distance or even wider. Make sure your feet are parallel, like the number 11. Few more good moments here in your first fold as you feel this release to gravity. You can clasp opposite elbows. You can sway side to side gently for a ragdoll pose, which can help you stretch your mid-spine a little bit more. Keep breathing. On your next inhale, find your halfway lift. So you think about squeezing your shoulder blades together as you make a straight line from your head all the way through your back. Keep breathing, keep looking down. Exhale, release, back down to fold for a moment. And now, over the course of a few rounds of breath, you can slowly rise all the way up to standing. You can let your head and shoulders be the last thing to come up. And then you can step your feet hip width distance apart. Pick up all 10 toes and then put them back down. Find that even distribution of weight throughout your feet. And then find a micro bend in both of your knees. So think about engaging your quads and your inner thighs as you lift up with a strong core, like you're trying to look up over something tall over there. And then tuck your chin. Find your breath. Mountain pose. Now we'll go through our flow. On your next inhale, reach your arms out and up overhead. You can do a gentle back bend if you want. And then exhale, swan dive down to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands to the mat and step both of your feet back to plank pose. We'll hold our plank for a little longer just for our first one. You can always do modified plank. Come to your knees. Always available to you. Now, notice your hands. Make sure your hands are parallel to each other. Your fingertips spread wide. Look down at the mat for a neutral neck. Think about, if you're doing the full version of plank, think about kicking your heels back over your toes and then shine your chest forward. So you're engaging and getting long in both directions. Keep breathing. And on your next exhale, we'll do our chaturanga, our tricep push-up. As you exhale, lower all the way down to your tummy with your elbows in. You can release your feet. And then inhale, baby cobra or baby chest opener. You can lift your head and shoulders. You have the option to lift your hands or your feet if you want to. And then tuck your toes, plant your hands, downward facing dog. As you push your hips up and back, drop your head down and bend your knees. Bend one knee, walk it out. Now we'll do a variation on that flow. So you can bend your knees, look at the space between your hands, and hop or step forward to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to standing. Now we'll do chair pose. So from here you can circle sweep your arms down and then back up, and then sit your hips down into chair pose, like you're sitting down into a chair. Your feet are supposed to be all the way together touching, but whatever is good for you here. You can always do hip width distance. what I'm doing right now. Your weight should be in your heels, maybe even wiggle your toes. You can do whatever feels good with your arms. You can always bring your arms to your sides or to heart center. Keep breathing, keep building that heat for one more moment here. Alrighty, and then when you're ready, you can inhale back up to standing. We'll go through our flow. So you inhale your arms out and up. You can do a slight back bend if you want. And then exhale, swan dive down to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back to plank. Then when you're ready, you can lower down through your tricep push-up. Inhale, chest opener of choice. And exhale, tuck your toes, downward dog. And if at any point during this practice you need more of a rest, you can always drop your knees to the mat and find your child's pose. It is available to you at any time. Alrighty. Do one last bit of warm-up. So from here, bend your knees, look at the space between your hands, and hop or step forward to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to standing. This time you can release your arms down to your sides. You can step your feet hip-width distance apart. All right. Now from here, we'll do our shoulder rolls. So you can find a nice bend in your knees, and then bring your shoulders up, back, down, and around. Up, back, down, and around. Inhale, up. Exhale, down and around. Nice scapular rotation. Really focus on the down part. Keep breathing. Keep bending your knees. All right, and you can go both directions. Come up, forward and down. Up, forward and down. Okay. When you're ready, you can release. You can shake your shoulders out, wiggle them down away from your ears as your head grows tall. From here, we'll do our neck rolls. So start by bending your knees, and then you can bring your chin toward your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, rotate your head to the side so your ear travels down toward your shoulder as you maintain a slight tuck in your chin. And then you can inhale back down through center. Exhale to the other side. Feel free to take any other motion that feels good for your head and neck here. Inhale center, exhale sides. Our necks are so strong. They do so much work all day. They deserve a stretch. Okay, when you're ready, you can come back to neutral. And we'll do one chest opener before we take it back down. So you can take an inhale, your arms out and up overhead, reach up tall, and this time exhale, scrape your elbows against the wall behind you as you look up and shine your chest up to the ceiling. And then you can release. Alrighty, we'll go through our flow. You can meet us in down dog if you want to. You inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive down to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back to plank, or meet us in down dog. Then you can lower down when you're ready. Inhale, chest opener. And exhale, downward dog. You can walk it out, pedal it out. Alrighty, from here you can bend your knees and look at the space between your hands and hop or step forward to fold. And then you can inhale, reverse swan dive up to standing. Then you can release your arms down to your sides. We're gonna go into our warrior one from here. So you can begin to step your right leg back for a lunge position. Your right heel can come down to the mat. Your right toes come out 45 degrees toward the right. Or you can always let that back heel come up off the mat if you prefer. It's a little less of a deep stretch that way. So bend into your left knee as much as feels good. And then you can extend both of your arms up overhead, or you can bring your arms to your sides. Think about engaging your core. So you're lifting up through your core like you're trying to look up over the ledge of something over there. And then tuck your chin. Find your breath. Settle in. If you want more of a challenge, you can always lift your left heel, but only if you want to. We have a moment to add one more challenge. If you want to, you're welcome to stay right here in your warrior one, or you can include a power lunge for a moment. You inhale, reach up tall through your spine, and then exhale, lunge over your thigh, look down at your toes, keep breathing. Good work. Then you can inhale, rise back up. Now warrior one doesn't feel so bad. A few more good moments here on this side. Find that gazing point. Now from here, we're gonna pop into a warrior three, a balance pose. If you want to, you have the option to stay right here if this is good, or you can release your arms down to your sides, and then you can begin to straighten your left leg in front of you as you hop your right foot up, and then maybe let your right foot hover off the ground as you pivot at the hips. Square your shoulders down. Warrior three. You can always bring your arms out wide. You look down, keep breathing. Flex that foot behind you. Alrighty, when you're ready, you can float your right foot all the way up to meet your left. Good work. We'll go through our flow. You can meet us in down dog if you want to. Inhale your arms out and up, back bend if you want. And then exhale, swan dive down to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hand, step it back to plank, or meet us in down dog. On your next exhale, lower down. Inhale, chest opener. Exhale, downward dog. You can walk it out or pedal it out. From here, you can let your right leg fly as you extend your right leg behind you. See if you can keep your shoulders squared to the mat. Use your core. And then curl your knee to your chest. And then plant your right foot in between your hands. Make your way to a comfortable lunge position. And then, with a strong core, sweep your arms up for a lunge position. From here, you can let your left heel come down to the mat behind you as you bend into that right knee. And now we're doing warrior one on the other side. So you settle in here. You can always scooch your back foot up closer. You can always widen your front foot out wider. You can always lift your right heel for more challenge. You can always bring your hands to your sides. So you engage your core like you're trying to look up over the fence at something. And then tuck your chin. From here, you have the option to do a quick power lunge, only if you want to. So you inhale, reach up tall through your spine, and then exhale, lunge over your thigh. Look down at your toes. Keep breathing. Good work. When you're ready, you can release. Rise back up to your warrior one for a moment. Whew. Good work. Now, if you want, you can pop into a warrior three balance challenge. You can start by scooching your left foot up closer and then straighten your right leg in front of you as you pivot at the hips and let your left leg fly behind you if that feels okay. Square your shoulders down. Keep breathing. And then you can release. Hover your left foot all the way to meet your right. Good work. You can shake it out if you want to. Shake your legs a little bit, and then we'll go through our flow. You can meet us in down dog if you prefer. When you're ready, inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive down to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back to plank. On your next exhale, you can lower down. Inhale, chest opener. Exhale, downward dog. You can walk it out, pedal it out. You can bend your knees, look at the space between your hands, and hop or step forward to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to standing. And then you can release your arms down to your sides. We'll go into our wide-legged sequence now. So you can start by finding a wide stance. You can step both of your feet wide. And then think about bringing your toes in like your pigeon toe, just a little bit to help protect your knees. Make sure your feet are parallel to each other. Let your legs feel good here. And then we'll take a fold. As you inhale your arms up, reach up tall through your spine. Exhale, fold forward gently with control. You can always bend your knees. You can nod your head, yes and no. Keep breathing. When you're ready, you can place your hands on your hips, bend your knees, and with a flat back, rise up. Now we'll do our warrior twos. So you can start by pivoting your right toes out 90 degrees. Bend your right knee so it's stacked over your ankle or behind. And then extend your arms wide and look over your right fingers. You can flip your palms up for a more shoulder-friendly if you want. Again, think about engaging your core. So from the hips up, you're standing straight tall with your shoulders stacked right over your hips. Sometimes when we're tired, we lean forward and we squish this front hip. So instead, see if you can engage with a strong core up. Now we'll do our side stretches. So you can bend your right elbow, place it on your right thigh, reach that left arm up and over. Maybe look up, keep breathing. If you want to use more core, you can extend both arms out parallel to each other. You can do an arm bind with your right arm behind your back. You can reach for the full expression of extended side angle. Find a good spot for yourself for a few more moments. Keep breathing. Do you feel that expansion from your foot all the way up through your fingers? Alrighty. Inhale, back up through center. Now slide your left hand down your left leg. You reach your right arm up and over this time. You stretch the other side. Keep that bend in that right knee. Keep breathing. You can extend both arms out if you want. You can do an arm bind. And then you can return to your warrior two. From here, you can straighten your right leg in front of you. We'll do our triangle pose. So you lean forward, pivot at the hips, and maybe find your right shin with your right hand. You extend your left arm up and overhead. Maybe look up. Keep breathing. Alrighty. Then you can bend into your right knee and rise back up to your warrior two for a moment. One last moment here on this side. And then you can release. You can bring your arms back to center. You can pivot your toes back in. You can include a shoulder stretch if you want to by clasping opposite elbows behind your back. Or you can hold your hands together behind your back, or you can do reverse prayer or normal arms. Do inhale, reach out tall through your spine. And then exhale, fold gently. Maybe find a gentle shoulder stretch. You can give your knees a nice good bend for this one. And then nod your head. Yes and no. Keep breathing. Alrighty. When you're ready, you can gently rise back up. And now we'll do our warrior two sequence on the other side. So you can pivot your left toes out this time. Bend your left knee. And then extend your arms wide as you look over your left fingers. You can always flip your palms up if that's better for your shoulders. So you think about engaging your core. So when you're tired, you lean to the left, but instead, see if you can stand upright with your shoulders right over your hips. Find your strength. Find your stillness. Now we'll do our side stretches. So you can bend your left elbow, place it on your left thigh, reach your right arm up and over, maybe look up. You can do any variation that you like to do. You keep breathing. And then when you're ready, you can rise back up through center to your warrior two. And then you can slide your right hand down your right leg. Reach that left arm up and over. As you keep that bend in that left knee. Maybe look up. You engage your core to protect your spine. Alrighty, then you can return to your warrior two. Now we'll do our triangle pose. So you can straighten your left leg in front of you. Lean forward as you pivot at the hips. Maybe find your shin with your hand. And maybe look up. Keep breathing. Good work. And you can rise back up through center. You can release your arms back in. You can bring your toes back into center, and we'll take one last fold down the middle. When you're ready, inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold gently. You can nod your head, yes and no. You can bend your knees. Then you can walk both of your hands over toward your right leg. Maybe look at your right knee. Keep breathing. And then you can release as you walk your hands through center. And then you can walk your hands over to the left side. Maybe look at your left knee. So you find your breath in this side stretch. This is one of the only stretches that I do that can help me stretch my outer calves. If you bring your toes in, it can help with that. Alrighty. When you're ready, you can come back to center. You can bend your knees, place your hands on your hips, and with a straight back, rise up. From here, you can step your feet together. You can shake it out. For our standing up pose tonight, I thought we could do goddess pose, which is a wide-legged stance. So you'll start by taking a wide-legged stance, but this time bringing your toes out and your heels in. So do a practice as you bend your knees. Make sure they're going the same direction as your toes, and your knees and your ankles feel good. All right, now take an inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, bend both of your knees as you lower yourself down into goddess pose. As you find a nice low squat for yourself, you think about engaging your core as you knit your hips and your ribs together. And then look up with a chest shining forward, core engaged. Find that gazing point, find your breath. Good work. And then we can release. You can come back to standing. We'll do this pose one more time. So you take a moment to catch your breath. And then when you're ready, you can inhale your arms up. Exhale down into your goddess pose. Maybe even a little deeper this time if you want to. And then from here, if you want, you can practice lifting your right heel. See if maybe your right heel can find its way up off the mat, if that feels okay. And then you can release. And you can try your other side. You lift your other heel. Good job. And if you want, you have the option to practice lifting both heels up for a moment. Keep breathing. Keep gazing forward. Good work. And then you can release. You can bring your feet together. Good job. You can shake it out. We'll do one last standing up stretch while we're here. We'll just do our quad stretch, which we don't stretch very often in yoga. So just good old find your weight and your grounding into your left leg, and then reach for your right foot with your right hand. Your knees should be traveling together. Your right knee should be traveling down and in. You can hold on to your right foot from the inside, or either way is fine. Alrighty, one last good moment here. Nice stretch as your knee is reaching down as your foot is being pulled up. Okay, then you can shake it out. You can switch it up. So you bring your weight and your grounding into your right leg and find a quad stretch on your left side this time. You hold onto your left foot with your left hand. Your knees travel inward. Your left knee travels down and in. You can always extend your right arm out for balance. And then when you're ready, you can release. You can shake it out one last time. And then we'll take it down to the mat. You can go through your flow or meet us in down dog. So inhale your arms out and up, reach up tall. And then exhale, swan dive down to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. And as you exhale, lower down. Inhale, chest opener. And exhale, downward dog. Maybe step your feet in about an inch after all those folds we've been doing. From here, you can let your right leg fly. This time you can open up your hip, bend your knee, flex your foot, scorpion dog. And then you can curl your knee into your chest. We'll do pigeon pose. So you can bring your knee all the way in between your hands as your right foot finds a spot underneath your left hip. You can stay right here if this is good, with your left leg reaching long behind you. Or you can lower your head and chest down over your thigh. You can make a little pillow with your hands. And then we're gonna stay here for about 8 rounds of breath for our deep hip opener of the night. And if this is too much pressure for your knee, you can also do this pose while lying on your back with your figure 4 position with your right ankle against your left thigh. So use your breath here in this pigeon pose. So you imagine yourself like a sack of potatoes, like the only thing that's holding you up right now is the ground. So you focus your attention inward. Alrighty. You can begin to release. You can come back up to your hands. If you want, you can practice finding your height for a moment as you walk your hands back. Maybe walk your hands all the way underneath your shoulders. Find your height. So you push that right foot down underneath you. Maybe find balance. And then you can frame your knee with your hands, tuck your left toes behind you, and rise back up to your downward dog. You can do a counter stretch by lifting your right leg back up again a couple times. And then you can always walk it out, walk your dog. And then we'll do that on the other side. So from here, you can let your left leg fly. We'll do our scorpion dog. So you open up your hip, bend your knee, flex your foot. And then you can curl your knee into your chest as you plant your left knee in between your hands. Your left foot can find a spot underneath your right hip. And then if you want, you can gently lower your head and chest down with control. You can make a little pillow with your hands. And if this is too much pressure for your knee, you can do this pose while lying on your back. You bring your left ankle to your right thigh. So we'll stay here for our deep hip opener. You use your breath to lower yourself down like dead weight on your mat, as much as feels good for you tonight. So use your breath, especially your exhales, to release down with gravity. Release your glutes. Release your shoulders. Release your eyebrows and your jaw. Alrighty. You can begin to release. If you want, you have the option to practice finding your height for a moment. So you walk your hands underneath your shoulders. And then you can frame your knee with your hands, tuck your right toes, and find your downward facing dog. You can do a counter stretch by lifting your left leg back up again a couple times. And then you can always walk it out. Pedal it out as you enjoy the last moments of down dog for tonight's practice. When you're ready, you can find your child's pose as you drop both of your knees down to the mat and then bring your hips to your heels and then your forehead down. From here, you can begin to release. You find yourself in a kneeling position. We'll do a quick ankle and shin stretch while we're here. So you can hold on to your left knee with your left hand. As you brace yourself to the side with your right hand and just gently lift your left knee up off the mat, if that feels okay for you. You might feel a stretch through the top of your foot and your ankle, and you can adjust this stretch by how much you lean into your left toes. And then when you're ready, you can release and try the other side if you want to. So you hold onto your right knee with your right hand, gently lift your knee up. Maybe feel that stretch through the top of your foot, maybe your shin. And then you can release. Do one last ankle stretch if you want to. So you tuck your toes underneath you this time. And find yourself in a high kneeling position with your toes tucked underneath you. Make sure your pinky toes are feeling okay and they're going the same direction as everyone else. You can bring your hands to heart center. If you want, you have the option to find a toe balance by lifting or by shifting your shoulders so they're right over your hips, over your heels. Find that gazing point. Whew, good job. And then you can release. You can come all the way down to your sits bones. You can extend your legs long in front of you. You can wobble out your knees. You can point and flex your toes. You can do some ankle circles. Do your ankle circles in both directions. Alrighty, then flex both of your feet, bring them together, and then plant both of your hands to your sides as you sit tall for your staff pose. Engage your legs, relax your shoulders down, and keep breathing. Now we'll do our fold. So you can inhale your arms up tall, and then exhale, fold gently. You can always bend your knees or widen your feet out a little wider from each other. You can point your toes if you want to, stretch the tops of your feet. Or you can flex your toes, stretch your calves. You can tuck your chin, stretch your spine. Keep breathing. And then you can release. We'll do our twists. So you can bend your left knee. So you plant your left foot. Take an inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist to the left. So plant your left hand behind you and then look over your left shoulder. So you think about keeping your core engaged with a nice straight spine, reaching up tall to protect your spine. So you inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, twist. Keep breathing. Maybe keep that right foot active and engaged. Alrighty, then you can release. You can take a quick counter stretch to the other side. And then you can release both of your legs down long. We'll take a tree leg fold in between. So you can bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh for a tree leg position. And then from here, we'll take a fold. Or you could also bring that ankle all the way up on top of your thigh. Either way is fine. And then inhale up. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Find your breath. And then you can release back up. And from here, you can extend both of your legs down long, and then we'll switch. So this time you can plant your right foot, bend your right knee. We'll do our twist. As you take an inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist to the right. Plant your right hand behind you and look over your right shoulder. So you keep breathing. Keep your core strong. And then you can release back through center. You can take a quick counter stretch to the other side. And then we'll do our tree leg fold on the other side. So you'll extend your right leg down and then bring your left foot in for your tree leg. Or you can bring the ankle on top. All right, inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, fold. Alrighty, you can begin to release. From here, you can plant both of your feet and flex. So you sit tall. So you find yourself in a V shape. We'll do a little bit of core. So from here, you can think about straightening your spine up tall, like a nice letter V with your body. So you engage your core. You can stay right here, or you can bring your shins up parallel to the ground, like a boat for your boat pose. So you maintain that straight spine. Keep breathing. Maybe release your arms. Find a good spot for yourself to stay. And then when you're ready, you can lower your feet back down, and then you can lower yourself all the way down to your back. We'll do some windshield wiper knees. So you can bring both of your knees down to the side. Then inhale your knees back up through center. Exhale down to the other side. You can move through a few more of these at your own pace. As you inhale center, exhale sides. Little dynamic stretch for your outer glutes, your spine. So you settle down to your mat. Alrighty. From here, you can hug both of your knees into your chest as you flatten your spine down against the mat. You can move your knees back and forth, little circles. Or you can move your knees back and forth like you're crawling, which helps release the low back. From here, we'll do our inversion. So you can extend both of your legs straight up long for your candlestick pose. You can hold on to the backs of your knees for support. You can point and flex your feet. You can do some ankle circles. You can do wide legs. You could do plow or shoulder stand if that's in your practice. So you let that circulation come down into your core. And then when you're ready, you can begin to release as you hug your knees to your chest. You can do your happy baby pose from here as you hold on to the bottoms of your feet from the outside edges of your feet. So you bring your knees down toward your sides. You can sway side to side gently like a baby in a crib. And you can touch both of your feet together and your knees wide for a reclined bound angle. You can hold on to your heels from the bottom. And you can touch your feet to your head for a yoga trick. And then you can release. We'll finish with our twists. So from here, you can hold on to your right knee and then extend your left leg down long on the mat. From here, you can guide your knee across your body down to the left. And you can scoot your hips over to the right so that your spine is nice and straight. And then maybe look to the right. You can straighten your right leg for a deeper twist. As you breathe into this twist for a few more moments. when you're ready, you can begin to release as you come back to center. You can hug both of your knees to your chest. And this time you can hold on to your left knee and extend your right leg down long. You can gently guide your right knee across your body, your left knee, down to the right. And then maybe look to the left. So your right leg is traveling across your body as you look to the left. So you breathe into this twist. You can straighten your left leg for a deeper twist. Alrighty. You can begin to release as you come back to center. You can hug your knees to your chest and feel free to take any other pose that you might like to take tonight. And then you can find your Shavasana, your final relaxation pose, as you extend both of your legs down long and wide. You can extend both of your arms down to your sides as you relax your shoulders down. For the most important pose of them all, you can find a slight tuck in your chin. And then you can breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. You can breathe in for a count of 3 or 4 and exhale 3 or 4. As you allow yourself a few more moments here to absorb all the benefits from tonight's practice for yourself. Just take a nice round of breath and take it all in. And then you can begin to wiggle your fingers or your toes. You can do whatever you like to do to wake up. Maybe stretch your arms. Maybe roll to your side for the fetal position. And then you can begin to make your way all the way back up to a comfortable seated position for a moment. You can sit tall, but remain relaxed. You can bring your hands to heart center if you want to. And take one last deep round of breath and notice how you feel right now. My soul honors each of your souls. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and sharing your time and your energy with me. It's so lovely to do this practice with you all. I'm so grateful for you all to come. Hope you're well today. Hope your May is off to a good start. So beautiful. But seriously, thank you guys so much for joining us. I had about 10 people in class today, which was so wonderful. I really appreciate it. So lovely to share this with you.